Jive and stuff, getting self in the shit that they can't get out of. Fucking up, here go the flux. A display of lyrics and patents and rhythms by Side and Young Buck.
For viewers' discretion is only factual, non-fiction, homie. The ruler, the thumb sticking out, cause you know me. Federal, pimp lock the block, you can't hold me. Situation getting heavy, I'm gonna get low, need my homie with side.
Well, your homie right on you, you know from the side. Go up on these bitches, it's devious as we gon' get on this shit. Let's talk, let's not sit on this shit. We the shit on this shit, they just spit on this
So
shit.
much psychodramatic, oh havoc, get this bit crazy, the range, you with it, this shit. Buck inside is the physicist. Belligerent, feel it, cause we ignorant. Nigga, y'all in it, the flux is the subject of weight and adrenaline, the feel of bitch. Side the medic, buck the relic, and drama that did it to him once again. Chance that you get, change to your face, and the blood to the covers, undisputed bitch.
And again, to the end of the pen, be worse than this sin against men. I'm feeling fenced in. From birth, saw the light of the earth, and I've been fucked up since then. This fusion, clenching, that might get a bitch contusions. It's two of Chicago's fucking gruesome. Introducing to you the flux.
What up, Taco Crew? It's Thursday afternoon, posing as Monday night. Let's go.
Well, if ain't up and make you rebel on the stranger. Can't contain the things I'm thinking. Sometimes I be feel like I'm sinking in the motherfucking words of the rap. Floating in the ink pen, breathing and blinking as I lead you to the brink and push you off in the deep end of the issue. Out of the realm of reaching, you ain't gonna know what the fuck hit you cause you sleeping. Chicago will be your motherfucking shit. Here to show you how worse of it fucking get. Don't play by books. I'm really up in it, burning the rules. Fuck that instruction shit.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Jesse, a.k.a. your very own one and only ChiTown Smark. Turns out I did some research just now. It is not Thursday. It is not Thursday. I have my investigative team checking on this to confirm, but it looks like it actually is Wednesday. Just so you guys know, we are on top of that here for you on the channel. How's everybody doing on this fantastic Thursday afternoon? Sorry I didn't get to the review last night, but yeah, man. TNT ran a little bit later than I wanted to start the review, so I figured I would just do it fresh so that I wasn't out of it and groggy and trying to speed through it. So here we are on this Wednesday afternoon. I will be live with JD tonight for the AEW Dynamite post-show review, so check me out there. Also, if you missed week 1 of the Raw review, that is on the channel, and also the SmackDown week 1 review is also on the channel. Follow me on Twitter. If you have not followed me on Twitter yet, the tag is right here, right there on my bookshelf, on my desk right here. And also follow me on IG, where my wife sometimes, rarely, posts interesting pictures that I have to put up. Thank you guys so very much. Let's get into the show. Oh wait, MGM Ballin', 15 months. Awesome. Thank you so much. 15 months with the Taco Crew. He says Taco Crew. Get those memberships in, man, because I do have some exclusive content coming out. I was going to do mean tweets originally, but in light of our new AEW World Champion, Swerve, I've decided to sit and share. What the fuck? I decided to sit and share the conversation that I had with Swerve in London at All In. And it's an interesting one. I sat on it for the longest of times because I didn't want to put it out there. All right. I just didn't want to put it out there. And I'm still hesitant to put it out there. All right. My wife disagrees. She doesn't believe I should share the details of that conversation. But I will. I mean, why not? The guy still has not unblocked me on Twitter. As I say that, let me make sure. I'm pretty sure he has not unblocked me on Twitter. Nope. Okay, good. Perfect. Still blocked on Twitter. So I'll share it with you guys. Why not? Sir Wilkins doesn't like Swerve. Hopefully it was a pleasant convo. Let me tell you something, Steven. Sir Wilkins says he may have been a little spot on in his assertion of Swerve. All right. And that's a part of the reason why I chose not to disclose that conversation, because, I mean, I don't know. We'll get into it. Become a Taco Crew member, and this month I will talk about the details of my conversation with Swerve. Outside of that, guys, let's get into Raw, because it was a show. It was a show that happened. We have a brand new women's champion in Becky Flair. Congratulations. Goes out to Becky Flair for her seventh title reign in WWE. It's very impressive. Very impressive. Got to tell you, man, the more things change, the more they stay the same. I mean, I don't know what you want me to. Patrick says, you mean Becky Hogan? I wouldn't. I wouldn't classify her as a Hogan. I actually like Becky as a human being. So I'll give her Becky Flair. I'll give her Becky Flair. That seems to be the route she is heading down right now. Sooner or later, Becky will be chasing John Cena in championship reigns in WWE, along with Charlotte Flair. Becky wins the Battle Royal, the Women's Battle Royal on Monday Night Raw. And the match itself, let's start with the match itself. The match itself, it just wasn't good. It was a complete botch fest. It didn't flow very well. It doesn't feel like it was produced very well. And the ending was very lackluster. I'm going to be honest. I think it would have been more interesting. And this is not I'm not trying to put her over, but it might have been more interesting if Nia Jax had won. And I am not sold, or I'm not on the bandwagon of enjoying Nia Jax right now. But rather than Becky winning again, I don't know. I would have taken Nia Jax. I think the optimal decision should have been Liv Morgan. You put Liv Morgan on this warpath, this revenge tour that she has been doing, and she drops the ball at the moment where it mattered the most. Liv is the reason. Liv Morgan is the reason that Rhea Ripley is no longer on TV. So it only makes sense. It only makes sense to have Liv win the title that Rhea was forced to relinquish. It would make her revenge tour make sense. It would make it a success. It would. I mean, for all intents and purposes, it would help put Liv over even more. And who are we kidding? Does Becky Lynch need the title? Does Becky Lynch need the title? Now, will she eventually drop it to Liv Morgan? Possibly. Maybe. But I don't understand why she needed to lose right now. This was as good as time as any to have Liv go over, become women's champion, let her feud with Becky, all right, and Liv can remain champion until Rhea comes back. I don't know how long she's out for. So if it's a reasonable amount of time, sometime this year, I would have put the title on Liv. And then let Liv get just mollywopped by a surprise returning Rhea Ripley, who wants her title back. But we get Becky, all right? We get Triple H pointing to Becky. They always go with their tried and true. There's no Charlotte yet, so you got to give it to Becky. All right, we got Bayley as champion. We got Becky as champion. We got Charlotte posting pictures of titles that pretty much tells us when she comes back, they're either going to give her one of those two titles or hell, they'll probably make her another one. I wouldn't doubt that. I'm kind of sorry I put that out there in the universe, but I would not doubt that at all. So we shall see. What else the hell? Not a whole lot actually happened on the show. Gunther made his return. Gunther has a lot to say. Gunther looks great. He sounds great. He's making some changes. Imperium, it seems to be in a state of flux. We are not sure what the state of Imperium will be, but doesn't look good. Doesn't look good for Vinci and Kaiser, man. I gotta tell you. I mean, breaking those guys up, it just doesn't seem like a good idea. It does not feel like either one of those guys has any kind of solo potential. Either one of them. And that's not a knock on them. I mean, they're both fantastic in the ring. They remind me a lot of a Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly. Individually, they're just not very interesting, but together, they can be impactful. They can be more interesting. They can be a fantastic tag team, but individually, I don't see them as individual stars. At least not right now, especially while they have Gunther standing next to them. They seem to work better as a tag team. But let's get into the show, man. Let's get all the way into the show. Show starts off. We have Michael Cole and Pat McAfee in the middle of the ring. Welcomes everyone to the show. talks about Rhea Ripley vacating the World Championship and that they will be crowning a new one in the Battle Royal. Apparently, I guess I didn't even really realize this, but crowning a champion directly from a Battle Royal seems to be an extremely rare thing. You know, it's happened before, but it doesn't happen very often. I thought that was an interesting side note. Let me see. So we see Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch making their way into the building, you know, doing what they do. Main event. Jey Uso comes out, fans the farts. I love Jey Uso. I love his brother. I'm not gonna lie. There is not too much. I can't think of anything that I dislike about the Anoa'i family at all. The male side of the Anoa'i family. I can't think of anything that I dislike at all. But listening to Jay come out and spew his yeet speech, not gonna lie, it's a little cringe. Not gonna lie, it's a little cringe. We have been trying for years to get the crowd to stop chanting what whenever anyone is in the ring talking. And what are they doing now? They're trying to train the crowd to now say yeet whenever anyone is talking. He actually puts it into his cadence. It's a part of his shtick. Every time he talks, he waits for the crowd to say yeet. Have we learned nothing from the what chants? Have we learned nothing? Bro, it's cringe. Don't like it. Sorry. Yeet or no yeet. It feels like a 35-year-old man is trying to act like he's 18 out there with his yeet glasses on and his yeet gear and like he's trying to be hip. I don't know. I love Jay. I love Jey Uso. I love everything that the Usos stand for. I love where they came from in this industry and where they are right now. But my God, man, if I got to sit and listen to another goddamn yeet speech, ugh. Jay comes out. He says he has a lot to prove. All right. But before he can get too much further into his yeet speech and all of his yeet-isms, Damian Priest comes out and saves us. Already, I'm liking Damian Priest a lot more. Damian Priest comes out and stops the yeet fest. That's a thumbs up in my book for Damian Priest. Priest comes out. He tells Jay to take it easy. Take it easy, bro. Take it easy. He came to talk. He wanted to tell him that his whole presentation and vibe suits him, and he congratulates him. Priest says they went to war last year, but he wants to talk about one specific night he's never spoken about. And Jay can tell him if he's lying. He says Jay whooped him so bad that he went up to him in the locker room and told him he earned his respect and offered to go out, drinks on him. Damian said, dude, let's go knock a few back. Drinks on me, I got you. He said he doesn't remember a lot about the night, but he knows that he paid the bill. And because Jay was on that good bloodline stuff, and there's something Jay said that made him proud, that they were next. when Damian Priest said that he paid the bill and that they drank a lot, I don't know if you noticed, but then Jay said, I took an Uber home. Bruh, if you know, you know. That was hilarious. If you know, you know. Damian said he went out there, bought drinks for him, and he pretty much just drank them under the table. Jay said, I took an Uber home. I thought that was hilarious. A little subtle nod, if you know, you know. Now he stands here proud to stand with him because he was right. Well, half right. He was next, and the title proves it. And Jay is just the first to get fed to him to prove the title looks good on him. And yeah, he's the first to fall, but he's the first to lead all of the fans in making sure that they all rise for El Campeón. Damian out there trying to assert himself as the leader, not only of leader of Judgment Day, but the leader of Monday Night Raw. And I think that's important, especially on a night where there's no Cody to come and overshadow Damian. I think it's important that Damian Priest is involved in pretty much everything that he can be involved in on Monday Night Raw. He's the champion. He's the champion. A lot of people say he's not ready to be champion, but it's creative's job, now that he has the title, it's creative's job to make us believe that Damian Priest is worthy of being a world champion. I think he has the look. I think he has the charisma. He definitely has the in-ring work. I don't see anything stopping Damian Priest from becoming the guy on Monday Night Raw. Clearly, he will never be as big as the other champion on SmackDown. But for this show, for what we're working with, for everybody that's currently on the roster, Damian Priest, I believe, is definitely poised to make himself look better. This will definitely be a situation where the title will make the man. But it's not like the title is trying to work with nothing. All right, the title is working with a complete package in Damian Priest. Damian Priest just needs the creative and the backing to be a strong champion on Raw. And I think it's off to a good start. Damian Priest goes to leave, but Jay cuts him off and asks him to come back so he can talk to him for a minute. Priest says he doesn't know what he can say after what he just told him, but go ahead. Jay asked if what he sees, another tag team guy, another Uso, well, that strong talk coming from the leader of Judgment Day, a position that he only has because Rhea Ripley got hurt. Is he wrong? Then he says, tell mommy, he says hi. Is he wrong though? But that goes back to what I just said. Damian Priest is now in a position, because of everybody that is now on Raw, he's in a position to be the leader of the brand. And unfortunately, Rhea Ripley is a part of that equation. She is not here anymore. She is not championing anymore. So now it's definitely full steam ahead. Damian Priest should be the top guy. But Jay is not wrong, though. And all that makes him is Dominik Mysterio's bitch. They love saying bitch, don't they? It's the one word they can get away with on TV. And it won't get censored. So they love using that one. Damian did what he did, cashes in the title, made himself WWE World Heavyweight Champion, but he's not getting fed to Priest. Priest is being fed to him because he's the next WWE Heavyweight Champion. Says main event Jey Uso. JD McDonagh hits the ring to attack Jay, but accidentally super kicks Priest. Oh, that pissed Priest off. That did not make Priest happy at all. We see Chad Gable arriving earlier today, as well as Gunther. DIY comes on down to the ring. We go to commercial break. We get our next matchup. Or our first matchup, rather. We get Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, a.k.a. Shawn Michaels and Triple H, versus the 1999, oh, I'm sorry, no. I'll say the 2007 card of Awesome Truth, R-Truth and The Miz, WWE World Tag Team Championship match. I love Gargano. I love Ciampa. I love R-Truth. But this whole dynamic seems just so off to me. It does. I don't know what's going on with DIY, but they're lame. They're lame. They were awesome in NXT. I don't know what's going on the main roster with them, but they're lame. They're just not doing it for me. R-Truth is a timeless gem, but I don't think we need to see him as a champion. And then there's The Miz. I don't get it. I do appreciate and enjoy the fact that Truth got a nice moment at WrestleMania. I can appreciate that. And, I have no problem with that. But come on, man. Are we trying to lead this company into the future or not? What are we doing here, man? DIY, there's nothing wrong with them as a team, as a tag team, but they're just not interesting right now. They're not. And to be honest with you, I don't know if they'll be better off either both heel or just Ciampa heel and they break up, because the tag team thing is just not working. I understand that when they weren't together, everybody wanted them together, and I appreciate them giving it a try, but it just does not feel like it's working. I'm sorry. It just does not feel like it's working. I don't know what you want to do with Awesome Truth, but I suggest you start with breaking them up, putting the tag titles on a more legitimate tag team. The Miz, as far as I'm concerned, can be hosting a talk show or something. Is there anyone out there at all in existence that enjoys what the Miz does in the ring, bell to bell? I'm being honest here, man. Does anyone sit around and say, wow, I'm really enjoying what the Miz is doing right now in the ring? He's golden on the mic. He's golden on the mic. He's golden on commentary. He's golden, with a talk show. But when that bell rings, my interest level to what the Miz is doing completely falls through the floor. It is so safe. It is so stale. It is just not interesting. I don't think the Miz has worked on his moveset in a good decade. R-Truth, love him. He just goes out there and does John Cena's 5 moves of doom. And he does the splits. I love Truth. He is great for comedy. But I don't see him and Miz being the best tag team on Monday Night Raw. Legitimately. It just seems like the division could do much better than that right now. Truth and Gargano started off. They are bumping fists and, shaking hands and loving each other. Collar, elbow tie up. Ron reverses into a wrist lock. Johnny reverses back. Truth escapes a big slam. Kneeing armbar applied. Side headlock to the Miz. Stereo elbows. Cover for 1. Tag to Ciampa. He blocks the reality check, but gets caught in the figure 4 leg lock. Watching the Miz put on a figure 4 leg lock. Man, dude, oh my God. It's just so, I don't know. Passing Truth to the floor. The A-lister puts John to the apron, and then he eats a Superman spear. Tommaso Ciampa to the floor. Gargano dives on Miz, and DIY pulls on the apron, and they go to commercial break. Back from break, Truth hits a gore buster on Ciampa. The path is clear, and he tags Miz in. Miz with lariats kicks back into the corner. Awesome clothesline connects, and then he plants Johnny Wrestling with a DDT on the apron. They get back inside the ring. Springboard countered into a rising knee. Another close pinfall. A very nice knee, though. It looked like it didn't connect, but it looked like it gave the illusion that it did connect. Very nice. I did appreciate that. Truth back into the ring. Shoulder block. Fall forward. Blue Thunder Bomb. You can't see me. John Cena 5 moves of doom. Pedigree from Tommaso Ciampa. R-Truth finds the will to kick out, though. Kicked out of the pedigree by Triple H. Small package. Front kick. Ciampa sidesteps the scissor kicks. Knee pad down. Rising knee. Tag to Johnny Gargano. Lining up Truth. Meet in the middle. Miz pulls Gargano off of the cover. Miz saved the tag team titles. Back inside. Johnny does a victory roll. 2 count. Assisted skull crushing finale. And it's over. Truth wins by pinfall. Awesome Truth retains the tag team titles. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. I love Truth, but I don't understand what they're doing with these tag team titles. I get it. Look, I'm gonna roll with the fact that they are probably just holding on to those titles for right now until after the draft. And that probably explains this show in general. Everything is in whole pattern until after the draft. I mean, why proceed into anything major when everything is going to be shaken up next week? So for that, I'll give it a pass. For that, I understand. It makes sense. We got to get into the draft, get out of the draft before we start forming new feuds. There's no sense in crowning new tag team champions right now. And after the match, Gargano went to go shake hands with Miz and Truth, and Ciampa was having none of that bullshit. Ciampa said, nah, fuck that, and turned and walked off. Crowd booed, but it gives me hope that Triple H sees that DIY is just not getting it done the way that they hoped that they would as baby faces, and changes are ahead of us for DIY. Hopefully. Backstage, we get J.D. McDonagh apologizing to Damian Priest, who tells him he never asked for his help. Dominik Mysterio rolls up in his arm sling with Santos Escobar. Priest asks what the deal is right here. Dom says he's a little banged up. He was supposed to tag with JD, but Santos agreed to step in. Damian isn't happy about it, tells Escobar to handle it, to which he says not to worry about it. He said, I got this. Dom tries to apologize to Damian. Damian tells him to go handle his business and stay out of his. McDonagh tries to make nice, but Priest isn't having it. Tells him to get it done. So Damian Priest is he's projecting leadership. He's projecting leadership over Judgment Day, which I believe is something that they actually really needed. You know, Rhea Ripley was, to everyone, the de facto leader of Judgment Day because she presented herself as a leader in and out of the ring. And with Mommy out, Damian as the champion of the brand, it only makes sense that he asserts himself and presents himself as the brand champion. And you gotta love it. You gotta love it. And they're doing just that. That is my biggest takeaway from this entire show today, is that Damian Priest is world champion, and he is going to make sure that everyone understands that, because he is going to act accordingly, starting with his own faction. He's going to make sure that his own house is in order, and he's going to take care of business there, and then he will branch out from there and take care of business outside of the Judgment Day. I do love and appreciate how Damian Priest was treated on this day. Imperium are shown walking backstage. They're going to come out. Gunther's big return from WrestleMania. See, we get Imperium. They make their entrance. Gunther grabs the mic. He says he took time away to digest everything that happened, and he wants to say he elevated the Intercontinental Championship to heights never seen before. 666 days. 666. Became the greatest champion in its history, and his name will forever be embedded in the history of that title. He is absolutely accurate right there. For almost 2 years, he was walking around with a target on his back and the pressure that goes with that. So he thinks Sammy, because now he thanks Sammy because now he is not the one with the target on his back anymore. And this is a new era for him, and he officially declares himself as a participant in the King of the Ring. Gunther says he's in the King of the Ring. So that's over now, right? Does anyone win the King of the Ring but Gunther? That's a foregone conclusion, right? Does anyone win the King of the Ring over Gunther? I don't think so. I don't think so. Clone Force says Drew can win it. Drew's not winning shit. Drew will get close to winning, and then Punk will interfere. Drew is not winning shit. Drew has been used to losing as of late due to CM Punk, and that will continue. Gunther will win the King of the Ring tournament. Who else? There's no one else. There's no one else to win this fucking thing but Gunther. He went 666 days as champion. He can't win a fucking tournament. Let's see. After he wins, it'll be up to him to decide what title he goes after. Whether it's back to the Intercontinental Championship or any other title that he chooses. Fair warning, as a champion, you will be targeted and hunted by a challenger who can not only win, but hold on longer than anyone. Already the general of the ring, soon to be the king of the ring, Gunther. Great speech. Laid it down. Let everybody know what his intentions are. They go to leave. And then here come the New Day. Here come the New Day. I cannot think of a more polar opposite dynamic than New Day and Imperium. Xavier Woods points out that he is the reigning, defending King of the Ring, and that makes Gunther a pretender, and he intends to become a two-time King of the Ring. Gunther calls him a clown king and says after he wins, he's going to reestablish the image of King of the Ring and Xavier will be remembered as a guy who was a little weird and pretended to be a champion. Buried. New Day mock him for not holding a title anymore. They say, where's your title, bruh? I don't know why Gunther didn't come back and say, where are your titles? You don't have a title either. Ooh, don't throw stones in a glass house, motherfucker. Gunther shuts him down and says this is beneath him and tells Giovanni and Ludwig to take care of it. He said, this is beneath me, and left. I can't think of truer words. New Day accept the challenge and say they're going to beat their cheeks. What? I don't think one grown man should be saying cheeks to another grown man. But that's just me. We get Imperium versus New Day. For what? I don't know. Pride. Just cuz, maybe. Who knows? But what happened? Kingston and Kaiser started off. Kofi on the wrong side of the ring. Da Vinci tags in. Tags to Woods. Diving X handle. Overhead elbows. Quick tags from the New Day. Kingston again gets isolated and works over Xavier. Then Xavier taking off the apron, and then they go to commercial break. Back from break, Kaiser drawing Kingston up. Kofi fights out with body blows. Tag made. Woods with the lariat, whip across the leg. It was reversed. Float over, snap suplex to Giovanni. They clear the apron, drop toe hold on the ropes. Slingshot Senton gets Da Vinci. Tornado DDT, close, but a 2 count. Kofi back in. Giovanni turns him inside out with the lariat. New Day gets him into position, and they win it with the up, up, down, down pinfall on Giovanni Vinci. Nothing special, simple match. Nothing to write home about. I don't think it was about the match. It was more or less about what happened after the match. Post-match, an angry Gunther throws his chair into the barricade and it just stares at Kaiser on his way out. Ludwig goes to the ring to confront Vinci, to comfort Vinci and help him on his feet. They get out of the ring, and then that's when he throws Vinci into the apron, gives him a penalty kick, completely obliterated him, just beat the crap out of Vinci, man, and taking him around to the announce desk. He continues to beat down, put him on the steel steps. You know, we got producers and security out there trying to break it up. No one can stop this little skinny guy for some reason. Don't know why. We had Jason Jordan out there and everything else. Kaiser breaks away, runs all the way around the ring, full speed, and drop kicks him into the steps. They follow Kaiser as he goes back into Gorilla and meets Gunther and tells him he said he'd get it done, and he got it done. Gunther looks at him, smiles, nods with approval. So that's that. Looks like Imperium is no more. At least 1/3 of them. I don't know. I don't know what the plan is here. I don't know what's gonna happen with Giovanni Vinci. Is Ludwig gonna stay with Gunther? I don't know. I don't know where this is gonna go, but it doesn't look like it's a good thing for Imperium. Gunther will be fine. Gunther will be fine no matter what he does. Gunther is the future champion of whatever brand he lands on. And I got to tell you, I don't see Gunther landing on the same brand as Cody. I do not. I think that's a big match that they can save for down the road. And if they want to make Gunther champion, they can put him on the brand with Damian Priest, and eventually Gunther will be world champion, and he will hold that title for about 14 years as well. We get a quick little hype package for WWE Speed. I'm not sure what this is all about, this whole WWE Speed concept. They do 3-minute matches at the 3-minute time limit matches. They all get posted on the Twitter. I'm not sure what the point of this is, to be honest. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't like shitting on things until I get to see it. Sometimes the description doesn't do it justice. But so far, this looks kind of stupid. But we shall see. We get Andrade El Idolo. Gets a video package where he runs down Judgment Day for trying to make him a fool, saying they didn't want a business partner, they wanted a servant. Drew McIntyre makes his entrance and gets on the mic. I love everything Drew. Drew McIntyre is fucking awesome, man. Love it. The guy has been coming up short. The guy has been not accomplishing his goals. The guy has been just treated the wrong way. And I still love everything about Drew McIntyre. He is clicking on all goddamn cylinders for me. He sits cross-legged in the ring, just like Punk. CM Punk chants start. And he warns the camera guy not to shoot up his kilt. Pause. Then he asks the crowd, he says, why do you chant for him? Why do you chant for him with all the evidence that he actually hates the fans? And the only person that he hates more than the fans is himself. Drew's words, not mine, bruh. Not mine. He talks about how professional wrestling doesn't love him as much as he loves it. He complains about losing out on the number one contendership before saying he's not complaining. He's entering the King of the Ring. So he said he'll take care of this shit. He's going to enter the King of the Ring, bruh. Out comes Sheamus in what will easily become the absolute funniest thing on WWE TV all week. Sheamus berates him for whining like a coward and says Drew is the only person here who won't take responsibility for his own mistakes. CM Punk is not there, so Sheamus is still correct. Sheamus says he should be standing here with the world title around his waist, but over a meme and a t-shirt, he threw it all away just like that. Sheamus says they've partied and they fought. As his friend, he needs to tell him the hard truth. The one-armed CM Punk kicked his ass. Drew says Sheamus knows how CM Punk has affected his career, and Sheamus says the obsession is going to take his career down. Drew says if he wants to come out here and tell hard truths, then let's tell some hard truths, bruh. Before Sheamus was hurt, it was banger after banger. But now it looks like it's been burger after burger. I popped. The Celtic Warrior does a he got me type smile and a nod and laughs before giving him credit for getting real good at those one-liners. Drew has been getting good at those one-liners, man. But the thing is, he can lose the weight, but McIntyre can't lose stupid. So stop blaming everyone else for your mistakes. You can lose stupid. You can get smart. can get smart. Plus, Drew's not stupid. I don't know. I would have came with a better retort than that one. But that's here nor there. Drew talks about how everyone mocks Sheamus backstage. Sheamus says he doesn't care, and McIntyre says he does because they're friends and he doesn't want to fight anymore unless it's worthwhile, and it isn't. But he's still there for him. He's going to go ringside and stand by the table, and he's going to watch Sheamus' back. But he says it in a very, very ambiguous way. So I'm going to go into ringside, and I'm going to watch her back. Doesn't seem very inviting. We're going to get Sheamus versus Shinsuke Nakamura. What happened to Nakamura? Can anybody help me out here? I thought Nakamura was a Triple H guy. What the hell is going on with Nakamura? Sheamus going right for the beats of Bottom. Nakamura fights him off. Good vibrations. Laying it in. Celtic Warrior backs him off with elbows, but Shinsuke returns kicks of his own and staggers him. Off the ropes, Sheamus clobbers him with the axe handle to the apron, knee pad down. Celtic Warrior blasts him with a knee trimmer. Nakamura with the kick on the floor, setting him on the announce desk. Guillotine knee drop across the back of the neck. They go to commercial break. We get back from break. Irish Curse connects with a second one. Nakamura with an enziguri roundhouse kick in the corner sets up a sliding German suplex. Sleeper hold applied. Sheamus reverses it. White noise off the top. Kick out. Ken Sasha countered into a power slam. Big knee. Only a 2 count. A little back and forth they go. But in the end, Sheamus wins by pinfall with a broad kick. What happened to Nakamura, man? He used to be so fucking important. Buried beyond belief by the Vince administration. Yeah, but the Vince administration is gone. And this a spot like this for Nakamura doesn't look like anyone's putting him in a position to recover from what Vince did to him. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just not his time right now. And since he's already buried, and I could actually see Triple H doing this. It's not Nakamura's time right now. And since he's already buried, you might as well continue to use him that way. And then lead that into a storyline to start his, resurgence. Maybe. But it just seems weird to see Nakamura book like this when you know he's better than this. So, Sami Zayn is interviewed backstage. He says he's angry and he's hurt and he's biting his tongue until he hears Chad Gable speak later tonight, but he doesn't see how he can defend his actions from last week because Gable beat the shit out of Sami Zayn. So, I don't know why he's holding his tongue. I don't know why he's, not trying, I don't know. Because he's a babyface, I guess. Big Bronson Reed appears to tell Sami to worry about him instead. Zayn offers a title match anytime, any place. He turns back to answer another question, and Bronson Reed blindsides him and throws him into the cases in the backstage area before telling him he's looking at the new Intercontinental Champion. Referees break it up. Bronson Reed's not winning that title. At least not right now. Sammy's going to hold on to it for a little while. Who Sammy feuds with next and a potential suitor to take that title, I think that's going to depend on the draft. The looming draft is literally holding up so many different storylines right now. So we got to get through that draft before we can proceed to let things unfold as far as who's feuding with who and where and over what. We get back from commercial break. We get a clip from the Pat McAfee show where Charles Barkley unloads on Chad Gable. Barkley out there talking about what Chad did and everything else. He said, how you going to beat somebody up in their own damn house? Because he beat Sammy up in Canada. Gable is in the ring, and he gets on the mic, and he says what he did was justified. Remember, there is nothing better than a heel who feels justified in his actions. He said he feels justified. They tore the house down, and Sammy walked out as champion. And it was a great story that he could accept. But it wasn't good enough, and Sammy had to rub it in by waving the title in front of his face. How dare you celebrate your title win by waving it around in my face? How dare you? But Chad took it all in stride and gave him his moment, but it wasn't enough. Zayn went and celebrated with his wife when he knew that was Chad's moment. How dare Sammy go around and celebrate with his wife and his family? Who does this guy think he is? The new Intercontinental Champion? What the hell? But he wasted his time training Sammy and a bunch of freaking losers. Looks at the people behind him. Gable runs his Alpha Academy students down by saying Maxine is pretty as a prince, but she's dumb as a box of rocks. And don't even get him started on Otis, his prize pupil, his number one guy. Kind of a throwback to the Joker, Jack Nicholson, in the first Batman. If you know, you know. He proves himself beyond a shadow of a doubt to be the biggest disappointment of them all, is Otis. But this is why they signed up for the Academy, right? They have to step up and get on the same page and understand that they're going to focus on Gable. And they're all going to win his Intercontinental Championship together. And they're going to help him no matter what. He gets in Otis's face and says, I didn't hear you. I need you to say it. Otis finally says, no matter what. Dominik Mysterio rolls up on Ricochet, who laughs him off, but says nobody is more upset that Dom isn't cleared than he is, because he was looking forward to beating him. But he and Andrade will settle for his little homeboys, and Ricochet will embarrass JD on Speed 2. I don't know if he means he's going to embarrass JD on the show Speed, or if he's going to take some methamphetamine and then beat JD McDonagh. Not sure which one. It seems that either one might apply right here. Mysterio mocks Ricochet's name as he leaves and turns to see Liv Morgan standing in his face. Dirty Dom. Mommy's gone. Mommy is no longer around. And Liv Morgan is standing there eyeing up her dum-dum. Would you guys? Let me see. Let me poll the chat. Would or would not? If you're dum-dum and you have your choice between Liv and Mommy, would or would not? I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Back from commercial break. Nia Jax cuts a promo about how she's the only monster in a match of females tonight, and she's going to terrorize each and every one of them until she wins the title. Only if. Only if. Andrade El Idolo versus Andrade El Idolo and Ricochet versus JD McDonagh and Santos Escobar. Says, let's see, would choose live. Oh man, you guys just disrespect the mommy out there, man. What is going on? But I get it, man. I get it. Andrade and Escobar start the match. Andrade's in control. Tag to Ricochet. Stereo drop kicks. Cover for a 1 count. Backhand spin into a drop kick. Takes Escobar off his feet. Near fall. McDonagh tags in. Shave your mustache chants for Dominik. The crowd is just all over Dominik, and the dude is just sitting there on the sideline doing nothing, man. Doing nothing. He gets a cheap shot in, and the heels turn the tide as they go to commercial break. We come back. Ricochet ducks under a lariat. Tag to El Idolo. Dragon screw on Escobar off the ropes. Flying forearm. Corner knees connect. 2 count. Both men down. Tags in Andrade. Andrade and JD hammering each other with forearms in the middle of the ring. Snap suplex from El Idolo. He wants the 3 amigos, but Santos cuts him at the heels, and the heels do a double suplex. Up in the turnbuckles, all 4 men jockeying for position. Andrade and Ricochet win by pinfall with La Sombra from El Idolo on JD McDonagh. Post-match, Damian Priest attacks and lays both baby faces out before turning to Dominik Mysterio and yelling at him in Spanish. JD asks what he said, and Damian says he doesn't need anybody. They need him. We see Natalya getting ready for her main event match. Natalya's warming up. I was going to say Natalya would have been a better winner than Becky, but I can't even go that. No. I can't go that far. But you get the point. Back from commercial, we get Zoe Stark and a hype package over her last year in the company. Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell are interviewed backstage. LeRae isn't having any talk of underhanded tactics, but she gets cut off by a brawl between Liv Morgan and Nia Jax happening right in the dock area. Referees are pulling them apart, trying to get it under control. Becky Lynch is just walking by. She grabs the mic, and she's looking at the fight, and she just conducts her own little walk-in from the backstage area into Gorilla and out to the ring. They've been doing shots like this for the last couple of weeks, and I don't hate that. You know, that I do enjoy those live shots that go from the back room into Gorilla. And even on this one, usually when they used to do that, when they used to film anything in Gorilla, they would make sure to keep the camera off of who's sitting in Gorilla. This time they made it a point that they didn't focus on it, but it wasn't like they were trying to hide it. You can see Bruce and Triple H back there just, doing their jobs, and it's okay to be on camera. I don't understand it. We know that there are people backstage watching the monitors in Gorilla. Why are you trying to hide them from us, So they just bruised over that, showed Becky going through the curtain and coming on out into the crowd. One live continuous shot. Like I said, I do like those. She stopped and told Maxine Dupree to go out there. She asked her if this is her first chance at a title. Maxine said yes. She says, go out there and let them know why it won't be your last. They are really trying so hard to make us believe that Maxine Dupree does not suck. But the fact of the matter is, she sucks. It's okay, but she sucks. Main event, we have the women's Battle Royal winner becoming the world champion. We covered this in the beginning. For the most part, we know who the winner is. it's chaos early on. Brawling, kicking, punching, struggling in the corner. Candice LeRae gets eliminated by Maxine Dupree. What I didn't like about this match is like seconds into it. It might have been like, I don't know, it might have been like less than 30 seconds into it. Pretty much everyone was down and sleeping, so Nia Jax and Piper Niven could have a meat moment. Like they acted like they were all tired and they were all been in this match for like 45 minutes. They've been in there for like 45 seconds in comparison, because right away they're all laying there watching. My God, that is a spot that's just I don't get it. I don't get it. They go to commercial break. They come back. Katana Chance sends Shayna Baszler across the ring. Zoe Stark gets into it. Shayna back body drops Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, and Stark eliminates them both. Nia Jax dumps Ivy Nile. Maxine Dupree confronts her in the aftermath. Dupree puts her in the ropes and with kicks, but then Jax cuts her off, eliminates her. Becky Lynch eliminates Piper Niven. You know, there's just a lot of back and forth. It's all meaningless. The match was not very good. So, I mean, so they go back and forth. Liv with the cold breaker. Becky does a leg drop on Nia Jax. Jax is gone. Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan get into it. Becky off the top. Nobody home. She passed Liv Morgan on the apron. She blocks a forearm, pulls her to the apron, choking her, trading shots. Becky cuts her off, jockeying for position over a suplex front kick. Cold breaker, Oblivion blocked. Becky Lynch hooks her manhandle slam off the apron. Becky Lynch wins the Battle Royal, and she becomes Becky Flair. Celebrates with the title. That's how the show ends. We kicked off the show talking about Becky Lynch and how she became Becky Flair tonight. You guys tagged her as Becky Hogan. I don't hate Becky that much to give her Hogan. I'll give her Flair. You know, it just feels like it feels like more of the same. If that makes any sense. More of the same. I don't get it. Becky, Charlotte, Bayley is champion right now. You know, you have to grow at some point, man. You have to grow at some point. Now, again, I understand that the draft is coming and things are about to change, but we know they're not going to make Becky Lynch a transitional champion, right? Like, we are aware of that. So she's going to be champion for, at least a decent amount of time. And I don't think it's necessary. It just doesn't feel like Becky Lynch once again needs to be champion. I don't know. I mean, we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. But it is how can you be excited about someone's seventh world championship? You know? What's exciting about that? She's celebrating that she's so... I bet even she got to the back and was like, okay, great. Take the picture, Triple H, let's go. Go to the back, go to catering, grab something to eat, take a shower, hit the road. You know, it's not exciting to me. Becky is great. I have no issue with Becky, but I feel like she could be doing more to put others over right now. But we shall see. Right now, my eye in the women's division, my eye is on no one but Tiffany Stratton. Tiffy time seems to be the wave of the future as it pertains to the women in WWE. She has it all. She has it all. It's like Mandy Rose with more wrestling ability. You know, she's great. She's fantastic. I would love to see women like that pushed to the forefront. But again, we have the draft coming, and we shall see. You know, I'm not sure what's going on with Jade Cargill. They spent all this extra time telling us that she needed more training, and they went to go give her more training. Then they debut her, and it just seems like the same Jade Cargill that was at AEW. Great entrance. She looks fantastic, but it doesn't look like she picked up a single shred of improved wrestling ability while she was training in the PC. So not sure what's going on there. But again, I think the draft is going to be telling. The draft has to happen before we can start settling on champions, where they're going to be, who's going to feud with them, and who's going to be champion. But it just seems like Becky Lynch is far from a transitional champion. They could have made Liv Morgan champion and then decided what they were going to do with the women's division, with that title and things like that. And Liv I could see Liv as being a transitional champion. It's not what I want, but I could see that happening over Becky Lynch. It seems like Becky is going to be on top again for a while, maybe till Mommy returns. Who knows? Who knows, but we shall see. Guys, that is going to be it for today's show. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me, man. On your Wednesday/Thursday afternoon. You guys can catch me tonight. I will be live after AEW Dynamite with JD. You'll catch me again on Saturday for my SmackDown number 2 review. I will see you guys later tonight. Once again, my name is Jesse, a.k.a. your very own one and only ChiTown Smark, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.
Saw the light of the earth and I've been fucked up since then. This fusion, clenching, the might get a bitch contusions. It's 2 of Chicago's fucking gruesome. Introducing you the flux. Big dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? All over the world, it's the same old thing. Psychodrama, fluctuating.
My continuous output, my flow of ideas for years been thrilling in me. Please don't stop this feeling in me before the feeling get to killing in me. See, I'm into mayhem. When the play hit the streets of havoc, and then I'm ready to leave your grave in. Lucifer got nothing to do with this shit. To the days of dirt, you getting fucked up within. And I put that on the house, bitch. To the days of the dirt, you gon' cancel that down shit. Silly motherfucker.
And you can inhale the danger. Consider this us spilling out pills of anger. Fuck around, swell a vein up and make you rebel on the stranger. Get contained up, things I'm thinking. Sometimes I be feel like I'm sinking in the motherfucking words of the rap. Floating in the ink pen, breathing and blinking as I lead you to the brink and push you off in the deep end of the issue. Out of the realm of reaching, you ain't gonna know what the fuck to hit you cause you sleeping. Chicago will be your motherfucking chick. Here to show you how worse of it fucking get. Don't play by books. I'm really up in it, burning the rules. Fuck that instruction shit.